Hey guys, it's Charles Oslin here with Liquid Blue Cabarete in Cabarete, Dominican Republic. As you can tell behind me, we got an amazing day, what I like to call a Cabarete classic day. It's been a few months since I posted a video, though it's been because I've been busy, but now we got some new toys that came in. We got the brand new STRIKE ALUULA, as well as the V5's regular, but we got the ALUULA version, a personal wing. It's the most high performance wing in the F1 lineup, as well as the F-ONE SK8, the skate, the V2 version. So I'm just gonna be talking a little bit about what I realized from when I pump it up. This is first impressions. I still haven't ridden any of this gear yet. I just mounted it. In regards to people that are curious to what I'm riding right now, it's maybe around 15 to 20 knots, roughly. I'm riding a 60-liter board, so a little bit more than what I usually ride, just that I have my board doing a little bit of maintenance. So I got this 60-liter out just to try it out. It's the Rocket Wing ASC. We use these for rentals, but they're still good boards. I use it without inserts. On here on the bottom, I got the 80 centimeter high modulus, the HM carbon mast, the 14 millimeter. So the most high performance mast you can get right now with F1, as well as the brand new SK8. So just flip this board around real quick, just so we can see what we're dealing with here. So here's the brand new wing, aspect ratio of 8, wingspan of 82.5 centimeters, and the total surface area of 850. This has been my go-to wing, which is why I got it. But in reality, I managed to test out a 750 version of this. They come in different sizes. I believe all the way down from 550, 650, 750, 850, 950, 1050, and 1150. So they come across a range, but for here in Cabarete, we have pretty solid wind. I'm an average weighted rider, so I'm able to get away with using a smaller foil than most. But basically, I've been using the 850, though I realized after testing the 750, I still don't have the brand new, the V2 version. After testing it, I think that's gonna be my day-to-day go-to foil. But in any case, here we're gonna be testing out this one, which I feel is the all-around one. Anyone who I've ever given this wing to, this foil, they love it. It's very intuitive. But just looking at it, it doesn't look like it changed too much. I don't have the other one side by side, but just whatever they've done is probably some refinements to it. Maybe it looks a little bit thinner and a little bit more pulled in here. And then same with the tail. I usually ride the extra short, but in this case, I just got the standard just to try out what it comes with, which is the extra short 161 stabilizer. And this is the wing foil version. So this for prone foiling won't be the best because it sort of has a downward force that is going to help with the speed and to stabilize me as I'm winging in this terms of, if you have just a flat stabilizer, you're going to be accelerating a lot. This has a little bit of a bend to it downwards, and this is going to help with the stabilization at higher speeds. So it'll be harder to take off, but it's going to be better in the higher speeds, which is what you're doing when you're foiling. And then, as you know, with the 14 millimeter mast. So in any case, so we got that down. It all looks great. Honestly, this board is not carbon, and when I lift it, it's still pretty light. So this is not a carbon board or a high performance real board, but the whole setup feels pretty good. So I'm gonna be looking forward to trying that out. This foil now, just the foil plane itself, retails roughly around 1,400 bucks. This might be changing soon with the new tariffs that are happening, especially for the American market, but that's just to give you a reference. I'm not sure if the price changed, if it went up since last year's or from the previous version, but now it's around 1,400 bucks. In terms of the ALUULA wing, this is the most premium wing in the F1 lineup. It also comes at a price tag of, if I remember right, around $1,600. The part that is gonna be ALUULA on it will actually be, I believe, just the part of the leading edge and also the center strut. So all we see here, that is this yellow material, this ALUULA material, that's what that is. So it helps reduce weight. You see part of the leading edge. This is the 4.5, part of the leading edges. All these wings, one thing that you're gonna notice, they don't come anymore with handles. So whenever you're getting this wing, you're gonna have to buy the handles apart. Whether that's the soft handles, the medium hybrid handles, hard handles, or the boom. I didn't show it, but what I will be using is the boom. So this is now coming in a new size that should be fitting more wings than it was before, which is a 97 centimeter one. And I believe in the first versions of the handles that I had, you had to sort of get different ones for the different sizes. So already here, I'm just taking off the leash because I don't like to have it here in general. This is a personal thing. I'm just tying the leash up here, which is where I normally have it. Just gonna do that before we start. So in this video, I'm gonna pump this up. We're gonna see how it goes. And then from there, I'm also gonna go out and ride it today. Do a little session, about an hour, 2 hours. And we'll go from there. So we did have this 360 camera. We're gonna try to see if we could do something with this just while we're filming. Doing this all live, so I'll just put this over here. Dig a little hole. So we're gonna have a little bit of extra footage while we're doing this. In any case, so I got my pump, got my WMFG pump. Gonna take out all my protective gear. Remember to wear a helmet, guys. As always, I did mention always wear a helmet, but I'm using the Monera S-Foam helmet, super good helmet. The only thing that I mentioned in a previous review is that sometimes this this material, I feel like it just opens up slightly because of the angle that it's in. So this is something preference, but I'm always like tightening that up, I feel. And then I got the best vest I find on the market, the Monera Vagabond vest. The only thing I feel also with this, which I haven't done a review about it, I think, but is that I almost wish that this padding would just go even more down. I think that it's nice that it's nice and flexible, but I do feel that it could be great to have some additional padding going even lower. So okay, so we got that. Pull this to the side. We're gonna need the boom actually. We need to install the boom. So when you're inflating these, you gotta make sure you install the boom before pumping it up. If you pump it up without the boom installed, then you have to deflate. So let's see here, we're gonna get this through, and also we're gonna have to get it through here. That was through the comments section. One time someone wrote, "Hey Charles, you didn't tie it up properly." So let's see how quick we'd actually get this on. Actually, right here. I don't know if that made a difference, but feels like it does. All right, so let's see. Interesting, pretty tight, pretty tight. It's gonna be nice and snug in here. Come on, doing this live. All right, here we go. So we got this in, get that handle strap, boom, boom, perfect. And now we're gonna do the same thing here, where I'm just gonna push this back in, try to get this nice and around. All right, oh, it's actually pretty tight. So definitely not gonna go anywhere once it's in, but it does feel just pretty tight. Let's see, I'm just gonna keep pulling on this, just, I'm not sure if I'm stretching it out a little bit, but now it's going. All right, there we go. So we got our boom on. Let me just get this in. There we go. So we got our boom in. Now, the question might be, why would someone go with the Alula versus the regular version? And to be honest, it's sort of just getting that little upgrade, right? The wings in general are superb. You will be able to do your backflips. You'll be able to learn on them. You'll be able to ride with them. It's gonna be great. But Alula is a great solution to have a little bit more performance in the wing. And also probably the biggest help is gonna be for people that are in the lighter wind areas. So that's where it first started. The material was more for the light wind sector, but it's been holding up well. And now it's just being used across the board. Obviously it adds a cost to the manufacturers and to the final price that you're gonna be paying. But some people are okay with that and they just want the best of the best. So how many wings are being sold the Alula versus the regular version? I don't have that information, but I can imagine that it's not as sold as the common one, as the regular version, because it's also perfectly fine. And you're gonna be saving maybe 20-30% depending on the brand. So in any case, guys, we're gonna get this pumped up. It tells me to go to 9 PSI, so I'm gonna put it exactly to 9 for the testing purposes. I always like to usually go 1 PSI more, preferentially myself, but I will go to the recommended PSI. We always gotta do our leading edge first. Man, what a beautiful day, classic. Maybe 200, 300 kites in the sky, clear blue, just a perfect day. Some waves, all right, let's see. So we are right at 9. We're right at 9. Boom, get that. Here on the wing, it says STRIKE V5 ALUULA, how to inflate, deflate your wing. Make sure to push the pin in. This is the standard, push the pin down to deflate. Protect your wing. Close the cap as soon as the wing is deflated. Don't let any sand get into the valve. Make sure the inflate pipe is clean before sticking it in. Make a joke in the comment section below. So this one says 10 PSI. All right, we're at 10 PSI there. One thing that I like Just looking at the wing, they put an identification label. I don't know if I've realized that on other ones. They put that there. Here it says read the manual. I don't know how many of you actually read the manual. And they give you some advice. Use a wing involves risk. Okay, so this is an adult sport. No kids allowed, supposedly. Learn with an accredited school. Never ride an offshore wind. Don't go out in stormy weather. Don't use a wing near power lines. Always wing in open areas and keep away from people. Don't go riding alone. If your wing is not in use, but inflated, always secure it against, secure it using sand. Do not use your wing in shore break. Well, I don't think people really are trying to do that. And this wing is neither a flying paraglide nor a flotation device and should not be used as such. So that's interesting. Probably some new regulations coming out where you got to put some information on the wing to, you know, protect yourself. So let's just get this up in the air. We got Ben filming this time. And as you guys know, Ben is he's a wing foiler himself now. We had a series where we taught him how to wing foil, and now he's wing foiling. He's riding, he's having fun. I can hear that, first of all, the wing is super light. Super light. Material feels very stiff. Obviously it's new, so
like this, yes.
Epa, there we got Luita in the camera. So the wing feels very new, obviously, but if this rigidity stays, this is like pretty performance orientated in the sense that it's light, feels sharp with the boom, obviously very direct. It feels good, looks good. I like the black and yellow, and it just feels like it has power, you know, okay, there I can get it. You know, but obviously it's 15, 20 knots right now. So we do got power, but just feeling good. It's feeling nice. Let me put this into the wind. It's feeling good. So it's gonna be fun to test this out. It's gonna be fun to test this out in the water because there we're gonna see its actual true performance. But going back to it, we still have the protection, the load dispersion at the bottom of the wing, the panels, everything looks fine. It looks good. This is the 4.5, so it just feels very small, compact, refined. Let me see if we can hold this here. Just super light, super nice. And I have a feeling this is gonna be a beast of a wing out there in the water. So we got all that. Let me do as these videos say, which is we're gonna secure the wing to something, in this case, the board. As you guys can tell, I'm gonna go riding without a board leash. This is a personal preference. I ride in the waves. I've realized with time that I prefer it without a board leash, even though that sometimes means I have to go swimming, but the times I've had to go swimming are a handful of them. So what we're gonna try to do now is that we're gonna be attaching the 360 camera to this wing. We're gonna see if it fits, should fit at the wingtip. Once that's connected, we're gonna start up the video again. I'm gonna change, get into my protective gear. We're gonna head out into the water and we're gonna be testing out both these new pieces of equipment, which are essentially the pinnacle of toys to have fun out there while wing foiling. The skate line is super. The strike line as well as the swing is also amazing. But then again, this is the newest high performance build, let's say, or creation of F1, which is the Alula Strike. So we're gonna do that now. This looks ready to go. And yeah, so we'll end the video here for now. And we're gonna get dressed up, get that 360 camera on the back of this wing, and then we're gonna head out. So we'll keep in touch, guys. See you in a little bit. So basically we just got off the water. We, as in me, myself and I, got off the water. Just been testing out the 4.5 STRIKE ALUULA with the boom, as well as the brand new SK8 on the 80cm 14 HM carbon mat. So today it was around 15 to 20 knots. Super good day, honestly solid day for just riding in general. And testing gear on good days is sometimes a challenge to know actually how well it performs, but because of you don't see the light wind performance side of it, or when the conditions are not optimal. So right now the conditions are optimal and everything worked out fantastic. Honestly, can I tell the difference between the 850 V1 and the 850 V2? Not really. But now this is the new version. Great, it's super. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm gonna go down probably to a 750 for days like this, or 15 knots plus. But once it drops under 15 knots, then I'll probably be using an 850 and have those two foils set up just to cover that range of super good days. Have something a little bit smaller, more nimble, and then have one that is for lighter days, or even if I use it for prone foiling, that it also handles smaller waves easier than a small foil, so I don't have to work as much. But in any case, super stoked on that. Works really well. In terms of the wing, I've been using the 4.5 V4s regular. They didn't come in Alula, and they're great wings, right? So now trying out the Alula here, also in strong winds. I don't know if it gives it a fair test, because probably where the big difference is in the lighter wind side, when you actually want to have a bit lighter or a bit more lightness here and that rigidity still. So overall, it's a great wing. It would be great to do a comparison with the V5 versus the V5 Alula to see truly a difference. But in any case, the people who are getting Alula are guys that know that they want something, they want the top shelf stuff, or they just want something that's lighter because they also need it because they're living in lighter wind conditions, like the lighter wind spot. So for the day-to-day weekend warrior, I honestly believe that the regular STRIKE will do the job. But you wanted the best of the best, then you go for the Alula version. I rode it with the boom. To be honest, I feel like I like the medium handles more, or the soft handles, than the boom and the hard handles. Personally, I feel like it's a little bit easier on the hands, on the grip, a little bit less pressure, a little bit more suspension. But overall, it's a great wing. The setup is great. The fact that you can use all the different adapters or wing handle sets on these wings now, it makes it that it's a wing for everyone. So should you have a V3 or V4 or a maybe even a V2, and the gear is working for you, you don't really need to upgrade, to be honest. But now if your gear is getting old, you want something new, you need the other sizes, whatever it might be, then these new wings are definitely the way to go. They're the upgrade. Of course, I always recommend people, if there's closeout wings near you, you can always try to get a closeout wing just to get a bit of a better deal if you want to protect the wallet. But if the wallet is not a factor, you don't have that option, then you get the latest one and you're not going to regret it. These are great wings. Like I said, I was out in the water with Manuel Selman, a local here who rides with Slingshot. I told him, he's like, is that the new wing? Is that the new wing? Like, yeah. Like, what's the difference? I was like, to be honest, always been good, and it continues to be good. And if you're looking to get out in the water and you want the best gear, that's a great option that just really covers sort of everything from light wind, medium wind to extreme. You have the whole range, and you can't go wrong. So in any case, guys, this is Charles Oswin with Liquid Blue Cabarete in Cabarete, Dominican Republic. I know I haven't been making that much videos. The people that I'm in contact with, you guys know who you are. I'm gonna try to get back to it, make some content. I have some ideas for kiteboarding, have some ideas for wingboarding again, and we're gonna get there. But it just takes time, and you know how it is. When it's a day like this, you just want to go out and ride, have some fun, and that's what I'm gonna go do now. Again, I'm gonna put the camera down. I'm gonna head back into the water and go for another session until sunset. So, legendary day. Tomorrow looks like it's gonna be the same, even a little bit stronger. So I might even take out the 4.0. We'll see. But to be honest, super day. Hope this review helps you. If you're thinking to get the SK8, or if you're thinking to get the STRIKE V5 ALUULA, go for it. You can get the regular one. You're not gonna be disappointed. So I'm gonna leave you with a view of Cabarete. And until the next one, have a good one, guys.